Hello, 大家好，欢迎回到外媒看中国，我是安博然。Exciting news! I have uncovered the identity of an alcoholic British man who drunkenly told a young Chinese boy he was teaching English to online that Taiwan is not part of China, and then gave the middle finger to the boy's mother. He's since been fired by LingoStar, but it turns out that the man is Paul John Farrell, and to say he has a colourful past would be putting it lightly. He's a convicted criminal in Taiwan where he lived for around 15 years, having done time for trying to burn down a Family Mart after the staff there didn't give him tomato sauce when he ordered a burger. He also got the word Taiwan tattooed on his forehead and the Taiwan separatist flag tattooed on his chin during a drunk night out, which he claims led him to being beaten severely by the Chinese mafia in Cambodia. Despite all that, Paul moved to the Chinese mainland just a few months ago, where an English school in Nanjing shockingly gave him a job. He left just 2 weeks ago after being arrested for disorderly conduct while on another bender, where he tried to pick fights with other patrons and yelled out, "F Winnie the Pooh." Honestly, you guys, if you couldn't already tell from his viral teaching video, Paul is an absolute loser. Today, I'll tell you guys all of the details. This is Reports on China. I'm Andy Borham in Shanghai. Let's get reporting. Early this week, an English teaching app called LingoStar released a statement apologising for the hideous behaviour of one of its teachers, a man at that stage only known as Teacher Paul UK, who drunkenly berated a young Chinese boy in an online teaching session and then gave the middle finger to the boy's mother. They said he had been fired from his job, but that wasn't enough to appease Chinese authorities, who said the entire app has since been removed in China. Since China is a massive market for English teaching online, LingoStar and its other teachers have taken a massive blow because of the actions of one drunken loser. First, let's watch a video of the incident, and when we come back, I'll tell you how the man in the video served time in Taiwan for arson.
I am from Japan. No. I'm from America. No. Where am I from? Can you guess? I am from England. 我从英国来的, yeah. But I live in Taiwan for a long time, yeah. In Taiwan, in Kaohsiung. And do you know, 你知道, Taiwan 不是中国, Taiwan 是一个国家, 你知道吗? Taiwan 没有办法是中国. Taiwan will always be Taiwan, and Taiwan will never be China. Do you know this? 你知道？
台湾就属于中国的。如果你要是这样，
台湾不是中国，台湾是台湾而已。台湾是台湾而已。干中国，拜拜，干中国。台湾是台湾而已。台湾没有办法是中国，拜拜，再见，拜拜。
Wow, first things first, I want to talk about his terrible Mandarin. I mean, I have to say it, sorry. He lived in Taiwan for around 15 years and still speaks like that. It's not just that his accent and pronunciation is completely wrong, his grammar is also atrocious. Calling that broken Mandarin would be a compliment. I'll just focus on one part, though, where he says, 台湾没有办法是中国. Now, I can see what he thinks he's saying there, but that is absolutely not how anyone would say what he's trying to say. I could go on, but there is so much more to get through in this video. So in my research, I found out that the man in the video is one Paul John Farrell from the UK. It turns out he has a very colourful past. I'll just talk about some of it here today. In 2015, Paul was drunk, like literally every day of his life, seemingly, and went to a Taiwan Family Mart to buy a hamburger. When staff told him they'd run out of tomato sauce, he went into a frenzy, yelling and screaming at the workers to come outside and fight him. When they ignored him, as anyone sane does to any rambling drunk, Paul went to a local gas station, filled a bottle with petrol, raced back to the Family Mart, lit it, and threw it at the store. Before he sped away, he used his fingers to do the neck-slicing gesture to staff. Thankfully, they were able to put the fire out quickly, and Paul was sentenced to 6 months in prison for arson and intimidation. While he was in prison, Paul shared his cell with another foreigner who wrote about him. Shall we read some? My third cellmate was a man by the name of Paul Farrell, 31 years old. He's got anger issues with wild mood strings and is an alcoholic. He's an absentee father. He has an 11-year-old son back in England that he never sees. I have the worst impression of British people because of him. He was dirty, messy, and smelly. He didn't wash his clothes every day or brush his teeth daily. He would sleep all day and then complain he couldn't sleep at night. What a class act, eh? In 2017, Paul was on another alcoholic bender in Taiwan when his foreign friends dared him to tattoo Taiwan across his forehead and the Taiwan separatist flag on his chin. He accepted the dare and went to find a 24-hour tattoo parlor who did the job. The next year, he flew to Cambodia for a few days of, you guessed it, drinking in dodgy bars, where he sat next to a group of what he said were Chinese mafia. After picking a fight with the men, Paul was severely beaten, which included 2 teeth being smashed out. He claims that because of that incident, he can no longer close his mouth properly. Following that encounter, he underwent laser tattoo removal. Paul also has numerous instances of being arrested for being drunk and disorderly, including drunk driving. One time in Taiwan, when he was arrested for drunk driving, police were forced to identify him by that tattoo across his forehead. This according to The Mirror. Police in Taiwan's southwestern city of Kaohsiung said Farrell was incoherent and unable to respond to questioning, but they knew who he was after spotting the huge Chinese characters reading Taiwan on his forehead. Police say he got agitated while being held in a cell before breaking a toilet and passing out. In 2022, Paul proved even more conclusively that no one should ever hire him as an English teacher. I mean, in case his criminal record and alcoholism didn't put you off already. When he released a terribly written memoir called Taiwan Tattoo, which he says is an account of his bizarre, odd, and interesting encounters in Taiwan, Malaysia, Cambodia, Vietnam, Thailand, Japan, Hong Kong, the Philippines, and Australia. So basically a recollection of drunken tales. Nice. And get this, he said 50% of the proceeds of his book will go to his daughter in Taiwan. You mean 50% will go towards what it should go towards anyway? After video of his drunken teaching session last week went viral in China, where he literally tried pulling an 8-year-old boy into a political debate, you'd think Paul would have deep hate for the Chinese mainland. But during my research, I found out he was shockingly given employment at an English teaching institute in Nanjing, China, and that he only left China some 2 weeks ago. This wasn't some random gig online doing streamed English classes. I'm talking about being physically in China and teaching students in person. That is extremely problematic, especially since foreigners hired to teach English in China are required to have a clean criminal record. Paul, as we all know, has done jail time for arson and intimidation, plus who knows what else. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to find out which school it was. I think they have some questions to answer, to say the least. While in Nanjing, Paul was arrested for being drunk and disorderly at a local bar after trying to start fights with other patrons and yelling out, "F*** Winnie the Pooh." He was held for 24 hours, which is the customary amount of time to allow someone to sober up. Funnily enough, Paul posted video of the incident online. Let's take a quick look.
I've been arrested for saying bad things against the communist government. So, please. This is my last broadcast. Yeah, okay. Freedom, why am I a loser? I love my shit. I don't give a shit about England. I don't give a shit about fucking America. So why am I a loser? I only care about fucking Taiwan. Why am I a loser? Why am I a loser? No. Why am I a loser? 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 Why am I a loser?
After being released from police custody, Paul lost his job, a job he should never have been given in the first place, and left China for Vietnam. But before his flight out of China, Paul got drunk again and arrived at the airport too late. Check this out.
Hey, so I've missed the flight. Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah.
So I need to contact my booking agent trip and
change the flight.
Hey. All right. Cheers.
So there you have it, you guys, the colourful and embarrassing history of Paul John Farrell, a trouble-causing, deadbeat, child-abandoning, violent loser who somehow is still given the opportunity to teach children English. Hopefully more English training centres will find this video when Googling his name on his next job application and tell him to hit the road. If you're watching from China, please help me out by seeing if you can discover which English training institute gave Paul a job in Nanjing just a couple of months ago. I think they too need to face the music. Anyway, you guys, that will be it for today. But as always, I'd love to hear your thoughts, so do let me know down below. Also, don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.